Good afternoon, Nkosi Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here at Nkosi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. With me today, I have Claudia Pasa. How are you, Claudia?
I'm very well. Thank you so much, Nomsa. Hello, everyone.
Awesome, awesome. So our topic today is how to keep your relationship strong. Maintaining a strong, healthy relationship takes effort and commitment from both partners. Here are some keys that we are going to share and tips on how to keep your relationship strong. Over to you, Claudia. You chose this topic, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and what was in your mind when you chose this topic, please.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Well, obviously, as well, we all love to be in this happy and perfect relationship where everything is just like, it's just like it's good and so on. And dating as well is part of it, to be able as well to be in this relationship, and the dating can be fun and so on. But actually, as well, what do we do after the dating has been a bit more established and we know as well who we are in this relationship, if it is actually going to be a relationship after the dating phase as well. It's just like the end, what to do from now on as well, because obviously as well it doesn't end and stop here. It is like an ongoing process to evolve and to learn and to keep as well like growing and evolving as well together in these relationships. So this is what I thought we get together and to share a bit our tips and insights and wisdom.
Love that when you talk about when we start dating, what we do after, because people intended to get ready for dating, and they'll be like making an effort. I need to start looking, finding the one, and they'll make an effort when they do find that special person for the first year. And then after the second year, they're no longer wanting to they're no longer bothered about keeping their relationship strong. They're like, I've got a spouse now. I don't really need to make an effort. But actually, you still have to make an effort to when you meet somebody, after meeting somebody, because it's all about building that relationship. You still have to work on your effective communications and open and honest communicating with that person in that foundation of a strong relationship. You still need to share your thoughts, you still need to share your feelings, and you still need to share your consent, and you still need to be vulnerable, show your vulnerability as well with your towards with your spouse, and then listen actively and be a good communicator. So those are the things that are really, really important when you meet somebody and building as part of the foundation of a relationship. Without communication, the relationship will not work. So it's very, very important. What do you think, Claudia?
Yes, exactly. Especially as well communication. It keeps coming up a lot as well. That it's important as well, always where people are involved anyway, but especially as well the romantic relationships, because this is like we are non-stop together, non-stop together, and it's a very close mirror as well to us, and just like as well, therefore it is important as well to have a good communication and as well to understand what it feels and means like to communicate as well with the others or with the other party, because in the end as well the other party, the partner, the man or the woman, they are not like psychics and they can't read as well our thoughts. Therefore as well it is absolutely important, to share how you feel about something, what it makes you feel as well, like, so that it can be understood on the other side as well, because so often as well, sometimes I've been like that too in the past, I assumed my partner could read my wishes or desires, or they just know what it is I need in this very moment, but they don't, it's just like they don't. If we don't tell them and let them know as well how certain experiences or situations will make us explain as well our childhood, obviously too. It helps too to understand as well how we have been growing up as well, how we have been raised by our parents in order as well to understand why the other is acting or reacting the way they are, you know. It's just like so often it doesn't even have anything to do with us. It is just the way they have been raised and taught to do things in their life, and they take this on with them as well, obviously, in their lives. And like, yes, what do we do as well after the honeymoon phase is over? You know, like when we just like are a bit more relaxed and settled, and what do we do as well from here on to keep the spark going? Yeah.
I love that childhood attachment. Yeah, childhood attachment is very, very important to recognize those habits as well, how we were raised, so we can actually recreate our own actually path. Is very, very important, because when our parents they raise us to become based on what they think is right. But then when you're older, you still then have to find your own personality. You still have to, but some people, they're just raised like well cultured, raised, they're like open doors, making an effort. They are raised like parents are raising their children to say, listen, this is how you treat a woman, this is how you, and when they're older, they do that as well, which is amazing. But some people, they have to find their own path, or learn, or sometimes they have to get into personal development to actually learn these things, because if you don't know how to communicate in a relationship, that can cause a problem. And also, quality time is very, very, very important. Spending quality time with your spouse regularly is very, very important. Include date nights, include going on walks, and simply sitting down and talking, making an effort to connect on a deeper level. And those are the things that are really, really important in a relationship. And also in a foundation of a relationship is very, very important. So what advice can you give somebody, Claudia, right now? Like, there are some people, you've got kids, and they're like, you don't understand, I really don't have time for myself. And you're telling me that I need to have some quality time with my spouse. So what advice can you give them?
Well, these are excuses people like to tell to themselves because this is what they think. But again, here it's in regards to make the effort as well, you know, like to really plan it and to put it in the calendar and to make it, for example, every 2 weeks, yeah, like a date night, an evening or afternoon, evening, no matter what it is as well, you to want to be doing. It can even be just an afternoon spa day. This is what me and my spouse are doing as well recently, especially in the winter time. We go to spas and we spend a couple of hours there, and it's just like, can even be just like the afternoon. And obviously as well, both people are very busy, and as well when kids are included as well, it's just like a bit more planning involved, because if both parties see the value in it and the importance as well, and then yes, it is important as well to be able to arrange it. Again, here is the communication. It comes up again, right? Yeah, when one partner is suggesting and seeing as well the need and the importance in this quality time, just like as well about communicating it as well to the other party, and then like planning, put it in the calendar. If kids are there, just like see if it's possible to get someone to look after the kids for a couple of hours or the evening as well. It's always possible, because the benefit here as well, when we come back and we had like a great night out, a show, a theater, a spa evening, dinner included as well, and we come back to our routine, to the house and everything, it's us actually as well who benefit from it. And once we realize and to see it this way, then actually as well, we will put a bit more action and planning in regards to organizing those type of quality time together with the partner, with the partners, because as well, that's something as well which brings out of our routine, out of the conversations around the kids and what to cook and what to shop and everything. It's like really as well to take the opportunity as well to remove both of them out of, you know, the day-to-day life, yeah? Where it is in regards to the household and day-to-day life, just like as well to come up with something else. And this can be achieved as well when we change the scene, yeah? When we remove ourselves out of the day-to-day life. I was just talking about spa days and date nights as well, how important it is, because it keeps us again then like fresh, and we come back and new perspective, and we see the value of it, Nomsa.
So yeah, it's very, very important, like what Claudia, you're saying, that just because people have children, it doesn't mean that they have to neglect their lives. And because at the end of the day, those children will grow up and they'll have nothing to actually look forward to. So it's very, very important to make sure that your relationship, just keep building it, making sure that the foundation is really strong. And I know that some people might say, and the cost of living, some people are using the cost of living as an excuse as well. But you can actually cook some nice meal at home, a nice romantic meal at home, and just prefer, it's just the time. If do you have to find that time, and you have to, like, you can go, I'm sure between the couples, one of them will be a good chef. Whoever is a good chef, they can just get on and just do the cooking. And when they do the cooking, and just sit at home and just enjoy the meal, you can still enjoy life. Life is not about going out and having a meal. You can still go out to have a date night at home, when you can still cook a really, really nice meal. And I think a nice meal that is cooked at home is more romantic. Honestly, for me, if somebody cooks for me, I just love that. I prefer that than going to a restaurant if they make an effort. It's just amazing. So it's very, very important to actually not to take life for granted. Some people, when they are in a relationship, they take each other for granted. So, and also trust is very, very important, and trust and be transparent as well. Trust is a critical component of the foundation of a relationship. And when you are trustworthy in your action, and that trust can help you to build your relationship consistently. And as long as you are reliable in that relationship, I ask guys that are single, I'm like, why are you single? They're like, Noms, are you kidding me? I'm like, yeah, what do you mean I'm kidding you? They're like, it's hard nowadays to find girls that are actually real. They're like, they are just pretending to be something they're not. And then I'm sure the guys, they do the same as well, just pretend to be something that they're not. But guess what? We live in this world. In my world, you take me as I am. I don't need to fake it. I don't need to pretend to be something that I'm not. And certainly, I do not need to go on social media and pretend to be something that I'm not, or just copying somebody else's life um, and just comparing my life with somebody. Or some people will compare their relationship with other people. It's very, very important to understand as well that your relationship is unique. It might not be perfect, but is there any perfect relationship? I'm a relationship coach. My relationship is not perfect, honestly. So if anyone they say, Nomsa, my relationship is perfect. I love to hear from them. So there is no such thing as a perfect relationship. Relationship comes with its own uniqueness. It comes with its own problems. It comes with its own conflict as well. So how you respond to every situation in that moving forward is how your relationship is able to work. If you go back on the video yesterday, what men want from a woman, I did mention that for a relationship to work, sometimes there's some people who have some talking problems. So you have to work on that, work on yourself, because everything in a relationship, it starts with you. Once you understand that everything in a relationship starts with me, love starts with me, self-love starts with me, personal care, caring for myself, and it starts with me. Communication, everything starts with me, getting along with me. Then I have to share it. I don't know, Claudia, whether you agree, how you see things, but for me, this is how I see it, that if I want to get along with somebody in a relationship, I've got to accept myself for who I am. And I've got to be grateful for the life that I have. I've got to, once I accept myself, once I love myself, then I'm able to share this beautiful life that I have. It does not have to be a perfect life. And also never ever look at your life and think that somebody else's life is better than yours. The only thing that people live a better life is those who have actually, like me, where I have looked at my life and realized that my life needs some work, and then work on yourself, and then unapologetically living my life and knowing who I am. That is awesome. So if you are in a relationship, you're not into personal development, please do get into it. It's awesome. What do you think, Claudia?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it will ideally as well help if you're interested in personal self-development and as well in and the understanding, because especially in romantic relationships, because it is such a close mirror to us and we can't just escape, whereby at work you can just go home eventually and so on, but it's a bit more difficult at home. So you will be shown the mirror, and by saying this, I mean that everything outside, every person outside is a close mirror and a reflection to us and what is going on inside of us as well, and especially as well in relationships, it is just not possible to just hide that.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. It is 100% true, Claudia. And also, you have to now learn how to deal with the conflict resolution. First, respect each other, your partner's opinion and boundaries and individuality. Treat them with kindness and consideration. Avoid battling or disrespectful behaviors. So those are important things. They're just the foundation of a relationship. And also when you understand the power of conflict resolution and how to handle them, is very, very important to address issues calmly and constructively, avoid blame and focus on finding solution. When you go through conflict, it's not about winning the argument. There's some like people who just want, I just have to win the argument. I have to be right. It's not about being right. Remember, in a relationship, there is two people. It's just two people coming together. Everything that we do, making sure that is aligned with our values, is aligned with our beliefs. Or if we happen to have a conflict is all about is something that makes us grow. It's not something that we have to prove that we are right, or we have to prove that the other person is wrong. And also, I mentioned on my yesterday video and day before that is when you are in a relationship with someone, don't remind them what they do wrong, because when you remind someone what they do wrong, they're not gonna bother to make an effort, because they know that you're just gonna make up your mind and just the blame. So it's very, very important to always deal with conflict with gratitude, just to have the other person understand that yes, although we're going through this rough path, but I am still grateful that you are in my life. I'm still grateful for the life that we had, and I'm still grateful that you selected me as your man or as your woman. So that gratitude has to still be there. Don't remind somebody if they forgot your birthday one day, and remind them that you actually forgot my birthday 2 years ago. We're all human. We all make mistakes. So just forgiveness, forgive, and just if you understand the power of a best friend is somebody you are in a relationship with, that person has to be your best friend. Even when you fight with them, fight them with grace. And also, like men like, they like it when you make them feel like men, but you like it when we make you feel like a man, don't you? He likes it when we make him think he's in charge.
Yeah.
But it's actually not. The girls are in charge. What do you think, Claudia?
Yeah, absolutely as well. And the man as well wants to feel like that we need them as well, like, so, and just like a little tip to this makes them as well like to be there for us and be needed as well by us. Like, yeah, it's quite nice as well when they feel this way. In regards to the conflict talking as well, some of my clients come to me and they say, I've got some communication issues with my partner. And then within the conversation, I can see as well that the woman here in this example is like, when something is happening, she is like talking in regards to you. So she's talking from the, how can I say, the defendant situation. So she is defending herself and like blaming him a bit, like you use, so like pointing the finger. And then obviously what can happen then, the man on the other side can shut down and just like go back and so on, withdraw from the woman. So, and this is but not really intended from the woman. So a little tip as well here, just go into the, from the defender, go into the vulnerable part of you, where you can explain, like, you make me feel like this if you do so and so, and this is how I feel. So explaining from the vulnerability part of ourselves, and then talk like this to the man. And here actually what happens is that they can receive you and how you feel about it, and just like totally different energy and outcome of the conflict resolving, rather than it's like you did this and you are that and you. So it's just like a little tip, yeah. And obviously it takes some time and practice, or maybe as well it's not, we are not used to step into the vulnerable part of ourselves, but by doing so and embracing and being able as well to get there and to speak out of this position is like a very important learning as well for us, to be vulnerable, as you said as well, Nomsa, earlier. Yeah, one of the major things as well in a relationship, because this is as well something what makes us real, and the other person as well can receive us and understand as well when we feel a bit hurt because of something is going on in our lives, to show our vulnerability.
Yeah, and also it's very, very important to remember that sometimes in a relationship there might be a conflict, but we think that the conflict is all about the relationship. You may find that that person, maybe there's the area where they're struggling with life. It could be a workplace. So it's very, very important to actually go in and very careful and just try to find out where the problem is instead of like blaming, because sometimes you might blame somebody. Like myself, I have an attitude where if somebody has already made up their mind that this is what they think is going on, I just shut up and I just let them think that way. So until if that person really decide that they really want to find out what is going on, but for for some reason, whenever I'm going through something, I always go to God and I just pray about it. I never give somebody an attitude. I know that if I go to God and not worrying about it, I've learned not to worry about life. And I've learned not to bruise my spouse with whatever is going on in life. Know that I'm perfect when it comes to, I used to do that. And I realize when you do that, you get hurt and then you hurt somebody else. So the only way that I do is if I'm going through something, or if a client annoys me, or if they've annoyed me, I make sure that I deal with it properly. So when I get home, when I talk about it, I talk about it with grace, or I don't take it on somebody else. So it's important to be in the present moment. Living in the present moment is an awareness that you have to be aware quickly of what is going on. When we talk about listening, the power of listening, it means when somebody says something, you just have to like quickly and think, what part does this person want me to play? What part, how do I respond in this party? So your response in every situation is the critical component of how you are able to build that strong relationship. The foundation of a relationship is important. And also we come to intimacy physically, emotionally intimacy, and emotional connection. Those desires are very, very important to actually speak to your spouse and find out their needs, intimacy wise, emotionally wise, find out what, just get to know them, their world, what do they want, how do they want you to serve them, because everyone has their needs that they feel that their needs have to be fulfilled. But if that person that feel that their needs are not being fulfilled, it could be either they're not communicating their needs, so you then have to find out their needs, so then they can explain it to you. Never ever assume that you know somebody. Always go to to the manufacturer and just ask a question. And never assume that things are okay, because otherwise the relationship will be frustrated. So in order for every party to be happy, we all have to know our part in a relationship. What part are we meant to play? Our roles are very, very important. To play a role as a man, to play a role as a woman is very, very, very important. And also the other thing is we live in this world. I don't know about you, Claudia, with your spouse. We live in this world where it's so fast, it's so busy. There's so much stress in it. We're trying to catch up with everything, with everybody. It's just too much stress. So we can actually forget our needs. So it's very, very important to chase the world and at the same time stop and look at your needs and just focus on what is important in life. That is very, very important. Because sometimes it could be very easy to focus on chasing the like I have a business, easy to chase clients, wanting to get more clients all the time, neglecting my family. So it's very, very important. I work, But at the same time, I give time for my family as well. I make sure that my family are happy. So you have to learn to balance things together, and don't say, I need to reach these goals and then we are going to be happy. If you tell your spouse that I need to set up my business, then we're gonna have sex, then we're gonna have travel on holiday, then we're gonna do this. That is never gonna happen. So in order for you to live a happy life, you can still get that promotion. You can still be happy in a relationship. Anything that takes you away from your family, anyway, anything that makes you bring unhappiness to somebody is not of God. That's what I believe, that if I do something and if it destroys my family, that means that thing is not good for me. With my business, I work. After a certain time, I'm just with my family, and I just have to know I just cook for my family, making sure that the children have eaten. I'm always there for the kids. If I'm away, I'm away. That's fine. But if I'm around, I went away the other day, and then I come back. Martin is babysitting, is looking after the kids. Dad is looking after the kids. So he's putting my daughter to bed. So I'm like, I go to the kitchen. I'm like, no one has eaten the food. And I'm like, have you guys eaten? And then he goes, no. And I'm like, is she eaten? He goes, no. I'm like, are you putting her to bed without food? And it's like, and this one, and this one that is going to bed. And she goes, I can't believe, mommy, we've not eaten. I was like, you need to eat. So we're both laughing about it. Like, I'm like, babysitting, daddy babysitting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Normally, if I cook food, they never eat it. If I'm not here, these people, my family, they don't eat. If I cook food and then leave, they buy takeaways. So they didn't buy takeaway and they did not eat the food in the kitchen. I'm like, what is going on? And they're like, oh, we forgot. I'm like, okay, you might not be hungry then. So that is the life. But if it was somebody else, they'll come in and just start screaming, you should know better, you shouldn't. But for me, I just understand that I make mistakes. So I'm not perfect. So I'm not gonna scream at an adult. Like, I don't do that. So, and it takes a lot to actually get into that. I don't know about you, Claudia. It takes lots of meditation. It takes lots of fasting. I do lots of fasting. I do lots of meditation for me to surrender. That means I don't take life too serious. I take my goals very, very serious. And I take like my life with the family, spending time. I take things very, very serious. But when it comes to the things like with my family, like sometimes I see somebody screaming and shouting, and I'm like, really? You could just ignore that. But some people, that's how they are. You should know better. So they're like shouting all the time, but you just have to have the gratitude. Gratitude is the power of everything, really, really everything. And when you stop shouting at somebody, I've learned this the hard way. I don't know about you, Claudia, with your spouse or after you go into personal development. When you don't shout and somebody makes somebody feel guilty. Even I've seen it with my daughter. She goes out and then she'll come back like an hour later or 30 minutes later. When she comes home, she'll go to the toilet, come back to the living room and go to the, and I'm like, what is going on? She goes, are you not going to tell me off, mommy? I'm like, no. And then she's like, why? I'm like, I don't have to. You just have to know that if you are late, you just make a phone call and say, Mommy, I'm gonna be late. So there's no point in me screaming and shouting. If you are late in wanting me to scream and shout, it ain't gonna happen. And then because she's like, when she gets home, she expects me to fight, but I don't. I'm like, why should I be the bad guy? Even with this one, I'm like, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna be the bad guy. I don't know about you, Claudia.
Yeah, I mean, as well, I got as well a bit more relaxed. And I think this is as well something which comes as well a bit more with life experience. And you've had like certain experiences in life as well with people, positive and not so positive as well. But as well, then it's a bit like, just like, yeah, you become a bit more chilled and not so reactive as well. Obviously, things as meditation or spending time by myself as well. This is something I like if I want to go within and so on, and to come back to me, spending time by myself, so that I can just be with my thoughts and so on. I mean, yeah. And okay, let's go back to the strong relationship. Some things as well. I mean, it is important as well for us to celebrate our own happiness when we are being in a relationship. Okay, so just like what makes us happy, not depending on the relationship, on the partner as well, because wrongly, some of them might still think I need the other party to make me whole. I need someone else in my life to make me whole. But the truth is, I hope we are discovering as well and realizing this, that it's our job to make us whole already, because it's not the job of the partner. Okay, the partner is there to complement us, and then we get together, like supporting and so on. But like, it is our job first to make us, yeah, whole and happy, and to celebrate as well our own happiness with having our own hobbies, friends. Maybe as well, sometimes we might want to do a little trip by ourselves, some friends away, and so the partner as well. So all these things, by doing so and by giving the other as well the freedom and the space to go out as well and to experience something on their own without us being involved all the time, so that they can come back and again like feel more energized and enthusiastic as well about the relationship, and wanting actually as well to come back and to share everything what they have experienced in that time where we were not around. And the same is as well important for us too, like just like to do something else, but as well important to do things with a partner. One of my clients told me that they have a beautiful date night ritual thing where one time the woman is deciding what they're going to do on this date night, and then the other time it's the partner's choice. And the partner did come up with things like climbing on a wall and so on. It doesn't always have to be like dinner, and yeah, it's just like it can be anything. So I quite like the idea that yeah, once it's her, and then he comes up with something he would like them to do. And by them actually going out and do stuff outdoorsy or like adventurous things as well, it's a good way as well to be a bit away as well from the technology, yeah, from the phones, the social media as well. And like this as well, we can be again present with one and the other as well, like without being always on the phone and being disrupted by our little things in life.
Yeah, it's very, very important to. I like it when you talk about happiness, that celebrate our happiness, and it's also our job to make sure that we make ourselves happy. I love that when happiness is found within, you will never ever be disappointed with life. And that's what also my pastor teaches. That's part of his values and beliefs with his ministry, that you should not expect somebody else to compliment you, and then it makes you feel good. You have to feel good within. When you go out and buy a dress, when you're wearing that dress, you have to feel good about inside that dress, instead of getting angry when people don't compliment you, or people don't say, oh, your dress is beautiful. And you're like, why didn't they see that I'm wearing a beautiful dress? So he says those are not the principles of life. The principles of life is you have to, happiness comes from within. And when you are happy, you will never ever be disappointed. Even when you are in pain, you will still call out that gratitude. Even when life it does not make sense, you will still call out that gratitude. And I think that is so powerful. And also supporting each other's goals, encouraging and supporting each other's dreams and aspiration, celebrating each other. Claudia, you mentioned that. And also celebrating our successes and the challenges times as well, and also during challenging times as well, because the challenges relationship will have its own challenges. So make sure that we, even when we are faced with challenges, we still celebrate our relationship, and also maintaining independence while spending time together is very, very important. Is also essential to maintaining individual's interest and friendship. When you do that, this ensures that you both have a sense of self. And that's why some people in the relationship end, they don't know what to do because they start depending on their spouse. And when the spouse are not there, for me, if my spouse is out with his friend, I put my feet up. Well, sometimes I don't even want to cook. I just want to have takeaway and put my feet up and just celebrate my life being on my own with the kids. So yeah, so it's very, very important to maintain that independence in your foundation. It means when a relationship, whatever happens in that relationship, it means you'll be okay. But some people, they struggle a lot. That's why you find the people when a relationship ends, they're like, I'm never going to enter another relationship. And you find out why. But no one says things last forever. But the only thing we can do is when, like what Claudia was saying, is happiness. Find the happiness within. When you find that happiness, share it with somebody else. That's why there are two worlds. These two people are two different people. And when we enter a relationship, we link everything together. So we don't surrender, we don't give our personality, we don't give up our image, our character to this side or to this side. We still stay, we have to stay separate, and then everything is aligned together, our goals, our vision, dreams, aspiration, everything. That's where it's the watering the foundation and making two foundation become one. So we surrender to each other and become one. But our characters, we're still separate people. Our images are still two different people, so that when anything happens, then you're okay with it. So some people, they struggle a lot in a relationship because they expect the other person to make them happy. But you cannot expect somebody to give you happiness, like what Claudia was saying. Happiness it comes within. Happiness is a choice. It's a choice that, I always, if you go back to my videos, I always talk about how much I used to take time to put makeup on, didn't do any personal development. But when I made that choice that I need to prioritize me and work on myself, I never looked back. So I found my happiness. My happiness has always been within me, but I was miserable because I wasn't actually focusing on me. I was focusing on other people, like comparing my life with other people. Or if I'm gonna go out and meet the guys, I'll be really wanting to impress that guy. I don't know, Claudia, have you ever been in that situation where you just want to impress? You're like, no one to be yourself, but focusing on impressing the guy.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. I've been there too, guilty of it too. And yeah, I mean, thinking back of it, it was quite fun, but it's nothing I choose to do any more today. And thinking about it as well, it's like quite stressful because you have to put energy into something or pretend that you are someone and you who you are not. And yeah, it's just way too stressful as well. For me, I rather choose to put my energy into other things. Otherwise, but just to relax and to be myself and actually see outside the mirror as the partner what the answer is about that, yeah, about that situation. Just to be myself. Vulnerable again comes here too, you know, like because we don't have to be like strong all the time. Especially this is as well, especially as well for men, this message, you know, because they are still being brought up with the message, hey, you have to be strong and boys don't cry, you know, like, and don't be emotional as a man as well. All those stories, and we are being conditioned by these messages. And therefore, what happens, the men these days as well, they grow up with this message inside, but actually it's not really true, you know. We all are supposed to be like raw and the way we are, and actually this is the beauty. And when we have in front of us the right partner, they appreciate this about us and they adore us as well for being this way, and they love us as well for being this way.
Yeah, I love that, Claudia. When you say pretend, it's exhausting pretending to be
Yeah.
something that you're not. Honestly, I used to do that. Like, I stopped doing it in 2008, 2007 or 2008. Yeah, meet somebody, just have to pretend to be something that you're not, and it's just exhausting and it's not real. So I just prefer to be authentic, like take me as I am. It's like even when I go to business events, I talk to people and I don't have to pretend to be something that I'm not. Because at the end of the day, you can meet me, you can take me as I am, or you don't. It's just up to you. You just have to make that choice. So I used to do that, but realize that actually when you go out, I don't have to impress the guy, but I have to let the guy get to know the real me. That was the choice. I was like, I've just been doing things wrong. And the day I change that, let the guy get to know the real me. And I find that you make somebody happy because they get to meet you. And if they don't meet the real you, when that real you shows up after 6 weeks or after a month or 2 months, then the guy will be like, or the woman will be like, whoa, 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 that's not the person that I met. So it's very, very important building a stronger relationship, guys, those who are there out there and women who are out there thinking that you have to pretend to be something that you're not. Building a relationship, a foundation of a relationship. If you really, really meet the nice guy, the right guy, you don't have to impress anyone. Even God himself, for he is the creator of the earth. He does not want you to impress him, but he has commandment. So you can create your principles of life instead of thinking that I have to impress these guys, I have to have loads of makeup that makes you feel like crap. Because even no matter how much you put on, but if you're not confident within, you can see a woman that has makeup on, they walk with grace. You can see the confidence that this person, they're not hiding behind the makeup, but they are just confident. And that's why sometimes the women always say, you know what, sometimes I'm so beautiful. I look at ugly women and I'm like, what did that man see in that woman? Or what did that woman see in that man? He saw something that no one has, he saw something from that woman that made us stood out, which is loving herself, confidence. And also the woman saw something in this man that we don't call it handsome. Something that stood out of her is the confident. Confident, a man who is confident, not cocky, no ego, without ego, is attractive. A woman that is confident, and even if they're not beautiful, that's attractive. So if you guys out there thinking I have to drive a Lamborghini to pick up a woman. No, you don't. When any woman that you have to build a strong relationship with that person because of material, what happens when the material dies out? So that woman has to love you for you. And that is building a strong foundation when you don't have to get into debt in order to actually buy a Lamborghini or buy designer clothes for your woman or for your men and things like that to be something that you're not. It's very, very important to be unique. Honestly, to be really, really unique is very, very important. What do you think, Claudia?
Yes, yes, yes. And just like by listening to you and you talking about confidence, like and being unique and embracing this, this is like so actually so sexy as well, like, yeah, these days, people like you and me who really appreciate these things now in a man or a woman as well is just like so sexy as well. If I think of, like one being so confident with themselves, like in the body and so on. But obviously as well, it's a bit of training and we do have to as well like do a bit of some work, some letting go as well of the past or of past relationships as well, which haven't been so successful or so beneficial as well. For us, it is about like, it's just like realizing that we all have a past and what has been going on, but like as well, take the lessons with you from the past and just let go, like let go of all this stories and everything of the hurt as well in the past, because again, like these are just like energies and they are not really benefiting us. So we do want to get into this feeling worthy of this a relationship with the partner as well, confident as well, being whole. But again, by saying this as well, it does realize as well some work for all of us. But again, it's doable, it's possible, and yeah, it's absolutely possible. And just, yeah. Okay. Some little tip as well just came up as well when you were talking as is like flirt with each other, like are you still flirting with each other or are you taking as well, like you said, Nomsa, the other person for granted as well, which can happen when we fall into this, spiral of, like working and routine and shopping and the kids and the errands and everything, but like flirt and compliment as well each other, So when's the last time you complimented your partner on something, like, and then just really to see this appreciated compliment and gratitude as well, versus just taking the other for granted, because it's just totally different energy around the other things. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, Claudia, because when we are in a relationship, we want to date somebody that actually compliments us. We want to date somebody that believes in ourselves, that actually not taking us for granted, each other for granted, and also forgiveness is very, very important. And also surprising and appreciation is surprise your spouse with something, small gestures or anything that can demonstrate the affection in a relationship. And also have share values and goals. You talk about your goals, and adaptability is very, very important. Life is full of changes. Be adaptable, be willing to adjust to new circumstances together, whether it's career change or moving on, whatever life event that brings you. And a quality friendship is very, very important to know that surround yourself with the supportive friends and family Your relationship can provide that really kind of a relationship can provide a valuable support system in your relationship. Stay playful and funny. Don't give up your inner child. Taking life very, very serious. If you come to this house, there's lots of things in this house where we play with guns, we chase each other, we just play, and we understand that we work really hard when it comes to life, but at the same time, we still have to have fun. And don't take life very serious. You come from work and like angry and upset. Just life is too short. Happiness comes from within. It just be happy. And the other spouse, women, uh your men be addicted to your home. Don't let them think instead of finishing work, go to the pub. Let them want to come home. And because home is where they feel safe, and even men, please treat your woman like a queen. Women treat your men like a queen. A home should be where they feel comfortable. They feel like I need to go home. I need to relax. And a regular check-in with your spouse as well is very, very important. Any words of encouragement that you have, Claudia, that you want to um and also pray for each other as well. Pray for your relationship. There's so much. Like yesterday when I was talking, I was like, the first thing when I went through Lucifer, like when people go through a coach, when I went through Lucifer, I didn't join no cult, by the way. But the first thing that I saw was he hates people that are happy. He hates marriages. So make sure you pray for your marriages and whatever you do, whatever your beliefs. But for me, it's prayer. Make sure you pray for your marriage because he hates mostly he hates women. And he hates families, like a family with a good foundation. This is not me making things up. You can go on YouTube, guys, and watch pastors that have joined Lucifer. They've come out of him and they're now following real Jesus. Not every pastor that says Lord, Lord is belongs to Jesus. So when they explain, they say sometimes they have to attack relationships. They have to be given assignment. Even the celebrities that you hear that they've joined or called, they have to do the assignment. Their assignment is either is to do something to the audience. So maybe destroy marriages or write a song that basically break marriages or that breaks something. So that's part of it. So make sure that you pray for your marriage. It's very, very important. That was the one biggest thing that I saw and causing depression, making you think that you are depressed and making you unhappy. Some things you can do. You can pray for your meditate. I don't know what you use, Claudia. You can meditate. For me, what works for me is fasting, meditation, and avoiding conflict with people when it's not necessary. I don't just go to an argument with somebody when it's not needed because I need to stay focused and be in the present moment and pray for my marriage. And the most beautiful thing is, when you are closer to God, when you ask the universe, if you say, no, I don't believe in God, God is the universe. So you can speak to the universe. You can pretend not speaking to God and speak to the universe and say, universe, what do you want to do for your marriage? And just say out loud for your marriage. Or if you are just somebody who is single and we're going to 2024, and you really desire to meet that special person. I've learned this as well from Lucifer and God, that we complicate life so much, but we can just stand and say, God, give me this. And just if you are single, just say, God, I'm just tired of being alone. Just say, put it out there. Say, I'm tired of being alone. I love to meet a good woman in my life, or I would love to meet a good man in my life that can support me. Or of course, I don't need that person to support me, but a good company will be good. Just put it as it is, because when you tell the universe what's in your heart, you're leaving it to the universe to actually find and search that man for you. And just tell God, what do you desire? If your marriage is not working, just say, I desire to have this in my marriage. But you have to have your character have to represent what you are asking. You cannot ask God to give you a good marriage if your character does not represent a good marriage. So you have to make sure that everything aligns with what you are asking for. And then God will be able to give you what you desire, as long as you are not willing to give up on your desires. What words of encouragement, Claudia, do you have?
Yes, absolutely. Just like love with each other, as well as you did say, pray, like pray as well, and laughing together, having fun is as well a very good, strong, positive vibration as well, like a bit as well. I could feel it as well as being protected as well around the relationship, where you did say, pray. It came up for me. Yeah, just like laugh together. Or when was the laughter? And the last time as well, you two laughed together, like you do something and just like fun, yes.
Fun, 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 fun,
Yeah.
fun, fun. Life is all about fun. Yeah. Life is all about fun. I just love fun. Honestly, the universe is just there for us to to ask for what we desire in life. And for those who are Christian, if you're really, really a true Christian, you cannot miss out in life. You cannot, the most important thing is to ask God to fall upon you. And then when you ask him to fall upon you, you just pray this prayer over and over. Raw power of God, fall upon me now. I've been doing this prayer for 6 months. Before, I used to ask God to bless me with finances. I used to ask him to bless me with in my marriage. And then one of the pastors said, the reason why he was preaching one day, said, well, the reason why we have problems is because we don't have power. And I was like, in my heart, you're speaking to me. I just feel like I don't have power. But ever since I just ask you for his power, I don't ask for anything. I just ask you for his power, and everything else gets added to me. Whatever my desires, like I got frustrated with some other things in my business. Sometimes I'll have the Holy Spirit guiding me through like some things like that. I'm like, wow, I can do this. So you can find that special person. You don't have to get depressed and be alone. You don't have to feel that I'm no one wants me or my relationship is not working. You can design. Claudia can affirm, can also uh tell you guys this. You can design your life how you want it to be. She's the leader of manifestation, this one. She loves manifesting things. So yeah, and when she manifests things, they come to pass as well. So I'm not just talking. So you can actually design how you want your life to be. So having said that, guys, if you are looking for love, you can go to www.hseia.com and find love. My website is on my social media anyway. And I cover South Africa, I cover Brazil, we cover all over Europe, America, Kenya, and Zambia. So we cover so many countries. So yeah, if you are somebody that is looking for love and you are tired of being tired, or you just want coaching we cover all over the world. So we can coach anyone on Zoom, wherever you may be. So if you are looking for coaching in place, or just simple for an advice, you can send us a message or through my social media, and just stay connected with us. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless.